good evening, good morning, good afternoon. How you all doing? Good, I hope. Please bear with me. This is the very first time trying this whole streaming malarkey out on my very own. If you're watching on Catch Up, hashtag Catch Up or hashtag Replay. Right, let's see. Everything seems to be working properly so far, which is good. I need to get my wee timer, my wee countdown sorted. Hello, Claire. Good, finally. Claire's commented. So I know that I'm able to see the comments. So that's another box ticked. I've got the laptop on the floor so I can monitor that. I have a guest coming on in about 10 minutes or so. Yeah, please like and share. This is my very first one doing it on my own. I would appreciate you. Make sure and remember to like, share and follow my Paul Boggie author page. But please like this video. 2 people have done it. And there's over 20 watching at the moment. Come on, folks. Remember and like it because it helps with the algorithms. And obviously sharing helps with the algorithms as well. Fancy that. 3 people. Come on. We can do better than that. Dave Walker shared your video. Thank you, Dave. Thank you for sharing. I'm getting all these notifications on my phone. So sorry. Hello, Worrells. Hello, Cheryl. Hello, Gary. Hello, Nigel. Come on, 5. Come on, 5. 6. 6 people have liked it. Come on, what are the rest of you doing? Good old algorithms. That's where it's at, Sam. This is how it helps get my message across, but he's even just liking it. Hello, David. How are you? Hello, Sam. Robbie, how are you? Hello, everyone. 6 people. Come on. I don't know why Stephanie's there. I don't know why Stephanie just joined my live. That's not the guest that I've got lined up, folks, just so you know. Oh, jeez, oh. Yeah, it wasn't even 10 minutes. There we go. Right,
no, I just didn't have enough charge in my phone because obviously it was last minute and I was just trying to straighten my hair because I've been lying about like a bus couch all day. So
I was straightening my hair and all, so didn't
no, I do that. No, I mean, it's days like this. I wish I hadn't here.
Right, Dee, I just need to say something, right, before I go on any further, because everybody will see, and turn that laptop, it's fucking annoying the hell out of me. Right, so I created this event, right, and it is my best friends for the Scots Guards that were meant to be coming on tonight, right? As you can tell,
I'm sure they're so pleased. I'm sure they're so pleased to know that I'm the replacement for some nice Scots Guards.
Right, so as you can probably tell, right. Unfortunately,
I've never been in the army, but I've been in teams and squads. If that helps.
That helps, Dee. That helps. So this is a complete surprise for everybody watching, and obviously for me, because
me too.
I know it was literally moving an hour ago. I asked Dee if she wouldn't mind jumping on because I'd got let down. Unfortunately, one of the guys lost an uncle today.
Sorry to hear that.
It was, it couldn't be helped, Dee. And I say to the guys, look, don't stress. I talk for Scotland. If I can't find somebody to join me, I'll do it myself. So I've been on my phone, and then I seen it on Messenger that you had the green light, and I went, Ken, what? Shy Bairns didn't get any sweeties. Just ask Dee, right? So then I messaged, and then I was like, then you said about Facebook. I was like, Dee, I've went and bought a StreamYard thing now, so we can do it.
Brilliant. No, and see, to be honest, I've not been good at all. So I was like, see if it was anybody else, I'd have just said, no, I can't do it.
Right, I know.
No, I mean, so I haven't. I would have, if it was anybody else, I'd have said nah, but it was because it was yourself, and I knew that you wouldn't ask unless you were really stuck, you know what I mean? So.
Have you got a cup of tea with you, Dee?
I've got a can of Coke Zero because I was still rough for the weekend.
Coke Zero, cup of tea, 27 quid. Aye, so honestly, like, I really do appreciate it because
no bother.
Truth be told, Dee, right? I'm getting a bit sick of talking to myself. I didn't like it.
It gets like that. That's why I went back out and started seeing life out. For a time there, I was making a life for online and not having a life to put online. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So for a time there, I was going through. I just keep going through the same cycle, Paul. Man, it's exhausting, man. Just like lying. It's like a toxic addiction. Do you know what I mean? Lying to people you care about in order to keep them away, but they know you're lying anyway. So, been loads of it in my life. I mean, one was the last tip of the iceberg that I'm not getting in because it's very personal, and just because of the other person involved, I'm not getting into what it's actually about. But I ended up sitting at a bridge on Friday. No, because I don't think I was going to jump. I think I just needed quiet. I think there's just so much, and I think online can do that too. I think just that constant target building and constant reaching people, constant trying to help people, constantly feeling as if you're making a difference and then no making a difference. And then I ended up out on Saturday night, the usual, everything went wrong for me. So I thought I'll go and sabotage everything in my life, and that way I'll be free, right? Been there. So then Saturday night went out and partied. Brilliant people, had a great time. Nothing to do with the people was there. It was a great night. But to me, it was like I was trying to put myself back down a spiral. And then I woke up on Sunday and I just thought, I need to know really. So I took myself off TikTok because I feel that it's just, I'm immersed in too much toxicity for day one because of pandemic. So I took myself off there. I deleted my Snapchat. I cancelled my sponsorship with the lingerie companies because I don't want to do that either. And I'm going to recovery college, not because of obviously drugs, but actually because of my toxic cycles, to see if I'm self-aware, but I just cannot change that 1 wee cycle. Everything else in my life I've changed, but to actually allow people to love me properly, I believe that people love me, and I don't just mean romantically, is my biggest barrier. And I need to do something about it because I just keep losing people, temporary people or permanent people. And sometimes when I look back now, it wasn't as bad as what I thought it was, and I maybe didn't need them in my life. So losing that bit of extremist. So I don't know if you picked the right person tonight.
No, I did. No, and again, see, the thing is, right, when I invite you on and stuff, like, I know that you've been struggling from time to time, but I wouldn't say to you, Dee, go and come on my live stream at last minute and tell everybody in the whole wide world, which is what effectively we're doing now, right, about your struggles, because I would never do that. But the fact that you did just mention that about self-sabotage, which is something I know a lot about as well, it's horrific. It's horrible to feel that there's goodness, genuine goodness that's in the world that tries to find its way to us, and we fuck them off. And then we're so quick to fucking focus on the negative shit, and it's so fucking tiring to. That's a daily battle in itself, isn't it? Like, and then I think, like, for you, you're a comedian and a very good one at that, right? Now, but you've got that added pressure in your life now, where everybody's all fucking always expecting fucking funny Dee. Oh, I'm going to watch Dee Maxwell's videos and she's going to have me howling and rolling about the fucking flare and all that. And that's a lot of pressure for you.
I don't even know if it's that. I think it's more the outside people. I feel as if the persona has to spill over, people that meet me through who I'm online and the comedy side of things. I think my biggest struggle is my personal private time, because it's affected so much, and because it's nothing I would give up. People need to separate comedy, but I also need to start learning to separate my comedy from reality as well, because sometimes they come too close together. Because when I was just doing my comedy on stage and I wasn't doing loads of it online, it was a separate thing. But sometimes I forget I'm not that person anymore. Do you know what I mean? I'm no wild. I'm no want to go out and fight. I'm no want to go out and sleep with loads of men. I'm no want to do that. It's all for the comedic effect. But I think because... No, I know, because I don't know how to let real love. And I don't mean, again, I'm not talking about romantic, because I'm getting really annoyed at people going, the right man will come along. That's not the problem. There's plenty of right men all around me. Do you know what I mean? That's not the problem. The problem is I have never seen clean love. I've never seen real love. I've seen cheats, lies, women beaters, disrespectful men. And it doesn't, as much as I love most of the people that I was brought up with in my family sense, I didn't see what's classed as a gentleman or a proper honourable man. And I don't know how to take that. Do you know what I mean? It's like somebody compliments me too much, I think they're a creep. I don't think, well, that's nice, because I don't know what that is. And I'm the same with friends. And I've just came to that realisation. It's my last toxic cycle I've got left. And self-aware just isn't enough, because I've lost and hurt too many people through the one thing. This one thing has hurt more people and me than anything's ever done.
So do you question it then? Do you question friendship, like girl pals, guy pals and all that? Do you question these friendships when they come in? Because honestly, Dee, I'm not bullshitting it. I'm just saying it because you're saying it. I've been really gullible in my life, right? And when I broke my back and stuff and I left, I got a payout, which
I know you got to tell me.
For my back, right? And I thought I had all these fucking hundreds of pals and stuff, and I genuinely thought all these hundreds of pals. And I'm not going to say any names, and I'm not going to go into it in any depth, right? But I let a lot of people take the cunt at me. Sorry for using the C word, right? But it's the only word I could think of, right? I lost over 10 grand by giving friends or so-called friends money and investing and giving and borrowing and stuff, and they'll bump me. And when I didn't talk about it hardly ever, right? But I've got trust issues with everybody.
Me too.
And it's like, in this world of social media that I'm in now, it's different with you, because I've spoke to you in depth before. So I know I've not met you in person, but I will at the Fringe, right? But I've not spoke to you in person, Dee, but because I've been on the video calls with you, and I've looked at your face as I'm talking, and you're looking at mine as you're talking, it feels like when I meet you, it's not going to be a surprise or anything. You are who you are, and I'm the same. I'll be who I am. So, but it's like this world of social media that you'll understand. I'm jumping into these names and profile pictures. That's all it is. And they're offering me the world, and they're wanting to do this for me and do that for me. And I get fucking really pissed off, because this fucking gullible nature. I didn't know if it's gullible nature or kind-hearted nature. Maybe a bit of both, right? But I want to help people, and I'm always sort of saying yes to everything and stuff. And then it turns out that people are just after me for the wrong, like, to benefit them. Mm-hmm. And it makes me feel really horrible inside, because I think, you talk about learn for your fucking mistakes. This is myself talking. In my head, I'm like, learn for your fucking mistakes. Listen, you gave that fucking prick 3 grand. You gave him 4 grand. You gave that dickhead another 3 grand, and they all fucking bumped you. Like, and look at these people, and I tell my wife, she's the only one that knows, and she's like, I know, babe, fuck them. They'll all come back running, but it's like, that gullible nature. Why am I like that? I'm fucking 43 now, and I'm still like that. And it's like, I want to learn from my mistakes, but I just feel like
stuck in a wheel. It's like I subconsciously, well, I'll tell you the scenario, because I really, really don't want any inkling to get out there what I'm talking about, right? So, and it's also because I'm self-aware that people might watch that might know my situation, that are personal to me and friends. It's also not about them, it's about me. It's a me thing. And I'm actually the opposite. I actually give too much away. I'm a good friend. I'm a fantastic friend. I'm a very loyal friend. I will give you my world, but I'll still question your friendship. And I've only got so many genuine boy connections that are genuine connections. There's no murky waters or anything like that. And I've got that kind of sort of thing, but I test them too. It's because it's the trauma, child. It's the that much pain happened to me when I was younger, which I'm self-aware about, and I'm exhausted myself explaining that's why it happens, and that's what I say to the people I was talking to the day that was saying, right, let's do this, let's try this strategy, do you know, blah, blah. It's a me thing. It's like a nourishing environment when you're younger, right? I didn't have that. I had pain, torture, lies, corruption, smile, be happy. You know, I had to sell a fantasy to the world. As you know, you had your daily check-in news. I had to lie there. You had your check-in with the teachers. The lie there. How you feeling? Great, happy. I'm so used to making me an illusion. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not broken anymore. I'm self-aware and I do love myself now. So there is improvement. But I'm still don't understand why anybody would want to love me in any sense. No, the only thing is, as a mum, is the only one that can say, right, well, I deserve that love and that honour because I've been there as a mum. But even friends close to me, I don't feel deserving of the love, even though I put 110% into them. But then I put 100% trying to keep people happy and keep people together as a child rather than being a child, and keeping secrets and darknesses and tortures that as an adult, that child will not allow anybody fully in, just in case. And I think we going with somebody for 8 years that was a narcissist, and I was the first time I truly let myself go and fell in love. And the realisation was that guy never loved me. He manipulated me. He slept with everybody round about me. He tortured me mentally, physically twice. It wasn't like massively DV. That's what people have got wrong. It wasn't like that. It was mere coercion and mental and, you know, and sleeping me and making me feel and telling me he couldn't love me because of my past and making me feel even more. So I did that once, and I think after him, it's been 4 years now, and although I've lost weight, built confidence, get attention, blah, 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 I still haven't found the right attention or the right person to break the barriers, and I'm not seeking it or looking for it because I know that I don't know how to accept it. I really don't know, and that's the one thing that I need to work on now. Although I know I'm a beautiful woman, I know I'm a good friend, I know I'm worthy, but I've got this barrier of worrying, of finding out if they're worthy. And everybody in my life is in a box and in a place of safety that they don't get too far in. And I keep, do you know what I mean? It's like an operation I've got to myself as an adult. And it worked as a child to pretend and fantasise and fit whatever role people needed you to be in order to be in their life. But as an adult, that's no good for me, and it's no good for people around about me, because you can't keep saying sorry to people that don't understand, especially, and why should they have to understand? Because you need to find a way not just to be self-aware of that, which you know by how I talk. I'm very self-aware. I need to self-heal that and self-love it again, and that's no in a pub, and that's no in getting attention on Tinder or Snapchat or any of these things that I've been doing emptily in order to try and fill voids in my life. That's me getting back up the mountains. That's me getting back to meditation. That's me getting back to my recovery groups. No, because or any other reason other than I'm running about people that understand my mindset, because right now I'm drowning because I don't have the right people running about me that understand my mindset.
Yeah. Do you suffer with anxiety, Dee?
Aye, badly. I'm sponsored, but I also sponsored by the guys, but I was taking different things. Remember a while back I couldn't get out the house and all that, and I was on the beaches and really, really bad. My pal had to come down and stay with me. I was taking panic attacks. She was holding onto my legs. It was horrific. Horrific, right? That bad that the doctors thought I was taking the menopause. Do you know what I mean? They thought that there was all these things. I've been back since, and all my bloods have been fine. And I'm now they're saying I'm not taking the menopause. I don't know if it's connected to having the bout of COVID. God knows, right? But really unwell. So then this guy, I go in touch and said, listen, Dee, I know obviously cannabis has got the stigma and all that, but the legal stuff really, really helps anxiety. I've been taking Bisbin, propanol, do you know what? I was spraying things, I was popping cams, I was doing all sorts and nothing was working. And then I took the clean, legal CBD oil, do you know what I mean? And it's worked a treat. I only take a raindrop in the morning and a raindrop at night, and then I've got wee gummies or oil I can put under my tongue, and I can only use it twice a day. So it's twice a day. So if I'm going to a gig, I'll take one of them before I go to a gig, you know, and stuff like that. But that's the thing that's combated it. I suffer from anxiety. I suffer from body dysmorphia as well. It doesn't matter how good I look, I still concentrate on the bit I don't like and feel ugly and feel terrible. Like, even going out on Saturday night, people said I looked good, but I concentrated on the fact that I was the fattest woman in the room. You know, things like that. It's just a constant sabotage of myself in order to say I'm too ugly, stay back. And it's like the words that were put in for a child. Nobody's going to believe you. Nobody will ever love you. The fact you're ugly, if you don't dance and smile, nobody's going to talk to you. If you don't behave, if you're no good, bad things are going to happen to you. And as an adult, you know that's all right. But trying to undo those survival patterns that you did are exhausting. And it's the only one I've got left. But the reason I've not combated it is because I'm terrified to let folk in. And I know that once I let folk in, it's no foolproof. I know I'm going to get hurt. I know I'm going to have to then deal with normal pain instead of just numbing myself, being everybody else's shelter, being what they need in order for them to fix their life and for them to have a better life, and then me being using reasons to hurt myself to get away from situations. You know, I know lots of ways. I'm terrified to change it, because once I change it, I'm going to have to accept and let people in, and with that will come tests and will come hurt and pain. It's part of life. And being numb for all these years with that and the very close connections is something some people's trauma children are never able to combat. But I want to, because I want to know what it's like to have clean love and have a normal loyalty. And I don't mean just romantically. I need to stress that. I mean in all areas of my life.
Yeah. See, first thing about what you said there, for anybody watching, I've used CBD as well. CBD is a wonder drug for anybody suffering with anxiety, even sleep problems and stuff. Google it and have a look at some of the. It's a wonderful drug.
Well. It's great for pain as well. One of my mates has done it. But the good thing is cannabis. It's cannabis. I'll get the wee thing and I'll show you it, because they really test it. It's the purest stuff in Scotland. There's a lot of them out there, but there's really, it's pure, because I've had it fail at Holland and Barrett and it never worked. Do you know what I mean? But it is like, it's like I've got the stuff for my dogs now as well, and their skins get better. And my lab used to be right anxious. She's got a lot better with anxiety. Do you know what I mean? But I think they feed off me because they're so close to me. Because my routine changes so much when I get like this. I'm so like shut off, and I don't want, the only people that can touch me is the Waynes. I don't want people touching me. I have to say to my pals, don't touch me. Do you know what I mean? But I've not been like this for a long time, because even like my pal went to like rub my arm the other day, and I was like, you need to not touch me now. I don't want people touching me. And I don't know why, but up until the Waynes, I was always worried about that with me when I had children, because I thought, please, I cannot reject my Waynes at any point, you know what I mean? And luckily, the unconditional love that I found for them, I've not got the barriers with them, so that's what's made that bit of things easier. But there's times I just don't even the thought of somebody doing it, I just like, and I've not been like that for years, but it's because pandemics retook me back. It took me back so far in my steps. And instead of getting back on my steps, instead of getting back to all my groups consistently, and not just there as the inspirational talker, actually they're saying, listen, I'm slipping again, so how do I let me get back into recovery, and me actually being part of the group rather than just a mentor, or rather just a speaker, or look how well I've done, and realising that it doesn't matter how long you're recovered, you're always got to get to these points where it's difficult and flip out, and then you need to try and put your things in and your triggers and your strategy, and know that every day's a blessing to be sorted, because pandemic taught me I wasn't Billy Big Boys, because I used to walk about 7 years and look at me, you know what I mean, never go back, and you know, and I was that one that says no, I could never imagine, and then and how quickly I did it in pandemic was even more shocking. Do you know what I mean? So there's so many steps. So I think I just need to get back on, remember my present, write my thoughts down every day, get back to basics, Paul, basically, just so that I can get back on a keel. I mean, people think I talk, well, she's crumbling, she's cracking up. I'll never crack up. As I said to my pal, listen, I know I've got broken bits, but the difference is most of the people out there are hanging with their vases. I'm Lego. It takes me 2 seconds to build it back up.
Yeah, I think it's important to, it's important. The most important thing is being able to acknowledge it, right?
Oh, I acknowledge it. And I just can't stop it.
So for me, like one of my biggest problems, and I'll always have this problem, is you were talking about it earlier. It's self-image, right? The self-image. Now, my childhood, I grew up an ugly wee bastard, right?
Don't know how that feels, mate, but carry on.
Right, right. But that's how I grew up, right? My mum would be mortified if she heard me just say that to you live on internet, right? And I know my wife right now is telling me to shut up, right? She hates it when I say it, right? But so I've had this self-image my whole life when I look in the mirror as a kid. And then at the age of 18, when I started taking heroin, then I'm seeing a different image in the mirror. I'm seeing a smackhead looking back at me. I'm seeing the black circles. I'm seeing the gaunt face. I'm seeing the white complete, I'm seeing the weight dropping off me. So that's a self-image. Then very strange thing happened. Like, I remember standing with my Scots Guards uniform on, right? Checking myself over and looking over myself. Are you a fucking fraud? Right? This self-image. Because underneath the fucking berry, right? Underneath the berry and the Scots Guards uniform and my rifle, right? I look at myself in the mirror. Ugly smackhead. I can't help it. I did, right? And it's probably going to be with me for the rest of my life, Dee. And I've accepted it. And I've acknowledged it. But through me acknowledging it, means that through my self-talk, I'm able to catch it before it really impacts my life. And it still happens now. When I have to keep catching myself because I have this self-image. The Bairn says to me a couple of years ago.
Anybody in Glasgow or out of places outside where Paul's crazy bit is, where they call about circles and things like that, bairns are children or wains fondling in there.
Yeah, young ones. So my stepdaughter said to me a couple of years ago, Paul, you look so much better when you've had the sun because you look a little bit grey. She didn't mean any harm by it, right? She didn't mean to insult me, but she did, and it really hurt my feelings, right? I never told her that. Steph probably doesn't even know that, and the Bairn definitely doesn't know that. But she really hurt my feelings when she said I look a little bit grey. I look better when I've had the sun, right? So it's that whole self-image thing, right? So I fucking sit in the sun. Even when there's a wee break in the clouds, I'll fucking run out and I'll sit there with my face up. So, come on, sun, come into my face, because I do look better with the sun. And that's me trying to fool myself with that self-image, so that when I look in the mirror, I see less of an ugly smackhead than what I do when I'm white and I've maybe not been sleeping very well. And, that's the self-image. Other people probably will never see it, but I see it myself. But like we were saying there, having the acknowledgement that things aren't always perfect and things aren't always right is the best step to being able to combat it, is the acknowledgement.
Acknowledgement being honest but still a liar doesn't work anymore. Do you know what I mean? Being honest but with most things and being great with it, and then a liar to the good, the normal things. You know what I mean? It's just the things are kind of like, right, well, you can't keep doing that. You can't keep protecting yourself when you know you're not protecting yourself. You're hurting yourself all the time. Do you know what I mean? You're hurting yourself all the time, and you keep pushing people away. That doesn't matter what they are in your life, and you're genuine giving them all the love in the world and genuine try to give them a life on, and I just stab them in the guts. I'm just like, well, that's not fitting my box. Out you go, like, it's all right to do that, and it's no all right. But it's like I stand outside myself, screaming at myself, going, what are you doing? But the good thing is, normally the process of what I'd been through there, I wouldn't have admitted my lie, which I did. I owned it. I can't talk about the situation whatsoever because I don't want anybody giving anybody any heat for because who I am and me talking about. So I'm doing this so vain, so it's just about the feelings and that, because I don't want anybody brought into my stuff anymore, which is hard as well, Paul, because trying to be private but trying to be Dee is so much an enigma sometimes, which is another whole ball game. But anyway, what I would then normally do is I would go out and I would wreck it up. I would probably get absolutely steaming so much that I couldn't see. Now, don't get me wrong, I woke up on Sunday morning in bed with three of my mates at 41, do you know what I mean? And I'm thinking, right, Dee, come on, mate. 41 and kept waking up and with your mate curled on your toes and the other two mates curled next to you. God, I mean, don't get me wrong. It was my lassie pal that was next to me, and it was my other boy pal that was next to her, and then my other boy pal was neighbour near us. It was feet, and that was all. It was, but you know what I mean? It was like I woke up like, right, this is it. This is going to be when you start getting your together, man. And no, because I don't enjoy that, just because I do too much damage within myself. But what I'd have normally done in that situation, I'd have found anybody just to take home, do whatever, because that's all I'm worth. Because each time I get hurt, instead of going, right, well, that's that, you've done that, I'll create the pain, I'll create the story, I'll create the impact. And normally I don't even explain myself. I'll even lie to your face and say, you said that to me. And they huff me because I'm wanting them out of my life. And they're like, I really did. They said, well, I know you did. I admit. And I'll be adamant. And the other people will be that thing, they'll be so adamant that I done that. And I'm standing there screaming, going, I just don't, and trying to stop myself. And this time I actually physically went, spewed my ring. Had to message people involved and be totally lied. I totally ridiculously lied for no other reason other than I can't do this dishonesty with myself anymore. But instead of just owning it in an adult way, I made sure that I'd do you know what, I was like, you know how folks say you burn bridges? Well, I put the petrol on it, stood above it, and actually ignited it and stood there and made sure that it went singed all the way along and went down. And then I walk away and I go, oh, that's a relief. How's that a relief to you? Because then I've got the expectations and nobody wants me to be a good person. I moved to Girvan and presented myself as who I am now. And without all the bravado and acting like the big I am and all that, which I do for comedy and all that as well now. And I've made it to good use and made money out of it. But when I moved to Girvan and they got to know the real me, guess what I did? I had such a good life in Girvan. I had a wee job. I was a trainee hairdresser. I'd met somebody half decent. He was a nice guy. He was normal. He wasn't anything to hang with. So I moved back to Kilburn because I couldn't handle it and fucking started taking drugs again.
Do you know what I mean? Self-sabotage again.
And that was years ago. That was when my daughter was 2-year-old. I had a great life. Nobody knew my past. Nobody knew my past with like gangs and all the rest of it and all the stuff that I was into. Nobody knew my history with men because of my damage. Didn't explain. I was just a young lassie that had been through some stuff, that had moved to a town. You looked at my back door. It was 25 Snow Street. And you looked at my back door and all you seen was hills. And I remember my pal Nicky coming all the way. I did it dead dramatic. I've got to do the big dramatic thing. Everything in my life had turned to shit again. So what does Dee do? She lied about it. Get every day, hurted every day, crumbled everything again. So what do you know? So she moves. So that's why I've had 13 houses. So I moved again, right? Moved to Girvan, got my life sorted out. Was in with Bernardo's at the time. I know there's all the scandal with them now, but the experience I had with Bernardo's at the time, Bernardo's helped me. All right, so Bernardo's really helped me. I had the Richmond and everything helped me with gardens sorting out. It was my neighbours grew tatties and beetroot. I'm not even making this up because it's in my book, right? The wee old man next to me grew tatties and real beetroot and pickled them for me. The wee woman next door used to horn me in soup and sweeties for the wean, and you know. And I had a wee hairdresser's job down at Salon Royale and the kiosk, and made great connections in Girvan, down by the sea where I love. That's why I moved here again, because it was next to the sea. And I was like, this is great, innit? This is dead settled. My head's dead calm. I've met somebody that really likes me. There's a nice future there. Well, that's not done for you. You're a fat, ugly whore and nobody's ever going to love you. That guy will get to know. Once he really gets to know you, and then subconsciously the inner toxic child and the inner hangweed will push that out. And then we fall in love with the player, but we blame the player. But of course I was going to fall in love with him because I knew he was going to hurt me already. So I knew it was dealing with me. So of course I was going to fall in love with this guy that didn't really want me in the full sense, and that was going to sleep with my pals now, because that's what they do, innit? So that's fine. I'm used to that. That's what they are. And it's crazy, and I know it, and I know what I do. I also when I hang with I either go dead sexualised or I go to green tea, don't touch me. Do you know what I mean? There's two edges to me, and people that know me well enough and watch my pattern go, wow, which one is she really? You know what I mean? So, yeah. And the best bit is I'm no either. I'm somewhere in between the two of them, trying to find my feet. You know what I mean? Because I did split into two as a young person, and it's talking about personalities and jokes, but I did have an extremes versions of myself to protect myself, and now I don't need to protect myself. What I'll do is, well, let me cause some shit that I need to protect myself.
Yeah. Are you happy with your staying now, Dee? You content?
I love where I stay, Paul. I nearly did it, no, but see when everything hit the fan on Friday, when I had to, and for the first time I had to own something and go, and you know yourself, see once you break half the barrier, it might not mean the same to them, and they think, well, you've not accomplished it, and you're lying bastard, you're 41, you cause carnage for nothing. Whereas I see the progress in it, because I didn't finish the carnage. I started the carnage, I got the effect of it, I have burnt bridges that I'll never get back, and to be quite honest, it's better that way for everybody. However, I didn't carry it out. I actually I've never manipulated the situation and never did what I normally do, and actually walked away and told the absolute truth, even though it made me sick, and even though it potentially lost me 2 people instead of 1, I still walked away for the first time in my life going, I did that. You did nothing wrong. I'm a lying bastard, and I'm sorry, and that's it. And I know that that's all, but I can leave the situation where I'm sorry. And the good thing about that is the first time ever I've stopped there and I've said sorry. Now, I did do that and say sorry, ended up at a bridge and whatever else, hating myself, thinking I'm the ugliest, worst, most toxic, damaged, crazy person on the planet, and sometimes I'm. And I went to that place and I still didn't go the full hog. I didn't phone every day going, I'm suicide, blah, 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 and go through that process of worrying everybody, because it was a process and I didn't need to do it. Although I was standing there going, am I going to do it this time? Is that why I'm actually not phoning anybody? Is this the time I'm actually, after 756 attempts, going to actually go? And then I come down for there, and then I went out and I had the massive bloat, and you know, and I just didn't, and I couldn't even throw myself at damage. Nobody's like, no, Dee, that's not who you really are. Because folk were fans of me. There was guys there going, no, Dee, you're obviously drunk. I've heard you talk about this online. And I'm like, what do you mean you'll not take me to him? You know what I mean? So it's like I couldn't go through it anyway. And I've tried that part of it loads of times and not been able to go through it. So that's 2 parts. That's I just need to get to the bit where I don't start the process.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I've never been able to do damage limitation either. I stopped doing the whole sleeping with somebody to that whole thing a long time ago. But the other bit of like really hurting somebody and lying to them and causing them pain just so they hate me, so that it's no complicated. I don't need to sort it or adjust it. I don't need to put some work in so that I can sacrifice in order to save whatever's there. I'll just hurt it all. And that way it's easier, it's clean cut and it's gone. But that comes from saying sorry so much when I was being not being able to please anybody enough for me to be cuddled or happy or anything. But that's still a explanation, and I'm an adult now, and I need to find a way not to do that anymore.
Yeah, and I'm sure you will. I think you already know that it's a journey, it's a learning curve.
Great, mate.
You know, and every day's a school day. You know, and I'm the same, you're the same, everybody watching's the same. That we've got so much knowledge still to learn in life about ourselves, about other people, mostly about ourselves, really, though. You know, that it is a massive learning curve. Right, Dee, you mentioned it once there. You said it first, not me, so I'm going to bring it up again. Book. I want to talk about the book. So I've seen it. So, no my book, by the way. No this book. I've always got a copy to hand. For those of you that don't know, that are watching, the reason I come across Dee in the first place was attention seeking, right? Dee's got a huge platform, and I thought, how would Dee feel about helping me out? There's relative nobody who nobody watches, right? So, you know, that was honest, Dee. You know, you had a platform, and I was wanting to piggyback on it.
You appreciated it, mate, and I'll always respect you for that.
So Dee done an amazing book review, right? And it will always go down as the best ever. And she never sat on the fence with the book. So in my eyes, she'll always be a legend. She's even made her a legend for coming on the night, guys, right? Just to get out there, right? But
I am fucking been through suicidal, sitting up. When you texted me, my hair was up here like that, and my inner self was telling me, going, he'd date for you. I'm like, he would do it for you, even if he'd had a bad day. Unless he was really so upset and somebody died, he would do it for you. So I went, just go and straighten your hair and do it. I mean,
it's brilliant. I love it. And I really genuinely do appreciate it. And I know I can speak on behalf of Stephanie as well, my wife, that she loves you as well. And I know that she's going to massively appreciate it, because I was up to 90 an hour ago. Well,
I know it's hard, mate.
I was like, I got it down, and I was like, I didn't know. And then I went through this. I had a wee bit of meltdown, right? I didn't mind telling people, listen, guys, I talk about fucking mental health, right? I talk about how to help yourselves with addiction and all the rest of it. When I got let down for this podcast, I went into a dark place in my mind, right? For about 15, 20 minutes, where I got annoyed, right? Somebody died, right? So I wasn't getting annoyed at my army pals, because it can't be helped. I was getting annoyed at myself, right? I'm really getting annoyed at myself. And I'm thinking, didn't go on live. People didn't want to fucking listen to you anyway. This is my self-talk, Dee, right? Mm-hmm. Didn't go on live. Like, you've been doing this for 2 years and nobody's fucking listening to you, so you're wasting your time. Came what? Just cancel it. Just cancel the live video. Fuck them. What does it matter? Go and put the kettle on, have a cup of tea, watch a film, right? Just fucking leave it. Because, Ken, what's going to happen? You're going to end up going on live and ranting and fucking moaning, and people didn't want to see you ranting and moaning. It puts people off. So I'm sitting there, and then my self-talk kicks in, right? And I'm like, shut the fuck up, you, right? Get back in the box. Ken, what? It doesn't really matter, right? Go on the live, talk yourself if you have to for a whole fucking hour, and just be yourself, talk about addiction and mental health and all the rest of it. And then if you can help people that way, you can't help people just sitting there watching a fucking film, feeling sorry for yourself because things never worked out the way that I'd planned. So I think because I've had that thought process and I've delved inside my head again and done the whole self-talk and sort of fixing that situation and saying, do you know what? Fuck it. Go on yourself. I believe in destiny, and I believe that I was thanked tonight by you answering the call to come on live, right? I genuinely believe that, right? Because, you know...
No, I know.
But there's loads of people on my Facebook, right? Loads of people. Podcasters, professional boxers, fucking my life coach. I've got all these people lined up, right? And I messaged them and asked them to come on, in the hope that one of them would reply and come on with me tonight. And I seen you on Facebook and I thought, that's a fucking long shot, right? But Shy Bairns didn't get any sweets, so just ask Dee, because she might do it. So I sent the fucking message, went and put the kettle on, sat back down. Lo and behold, you'd fucking replied to me. And then you said that you would do it. And it was like such an uplifting feeling for me. Like, you know, I'd went from having that sort of wee meltdown to be like, fucking Dee's coming on to talk to me tonight.
Well, that's what I said that. No, that's what I said this morning. So obviously I'm going through that self-awareness, self-sabotage, blah, 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 doing the cycle again. So it's actually because I've got a picture of my dad and obviously 4.5 months old, and I've spoken to him my whole life and I do believe that he's answered. And I always say if it's schizophrenia, it's a good schizophrenia because he's not telling me to do anything. I'm getting tells for mine and are good, blah, blah, blah. So sitting talking to my phone, I've actually videoed, I've got lives up about it because it freaked me right out, you know what I mean? So I went and switched Hangwood out. And I went and get the bird sanctuary place out as well because I thought maybe there's something wrong with the bird. I'm pure thinking it's a spiritual sign and maybe the bird's out a nest or something. Some cat's going to randomly eat it and I think it's a spiritual sign. But it was actually like jumping onto the window. And then folk were saying, maybe it's your plant. So I moved my plant. It honestly happened for hours and I thought maybe can you fly? But then I seen it fly up on top of my roof, go behind, and then it was up in the Sainsbury's roof as well. And then I come back and I was self-reflecting again and I was tidying up the kitchen. But as I was tidying, the tears were blinding me because I have lost something really, really special. But there was lots of stuff that I couldn't see by that made it hang. So it's so difficult. But I know for Bethy, the people in it, 3 years, it's a better situation. Do you know what I mean? To move on. You know what I mean? So so I was greeting. And then this morning I was like, And I was actually angry. I was like, see if I didn't have weans, man, I wouldn't keep doing this, like that sort of way. And then I was like, and that's the whole reason you've got weans. So I was lying there greeting, and then this wee bird started all night, and it was all day, even Cruz, because Cruz is no well, he's got a wee bug. So Cruz come down, he's like, Mum, it's still at the window, because I went to the cafe across the road because he said he wanted something to eat, so he's not been able to eat. The last couple of days I says, right, I says, what do you want then? He says, can I get a roll and sausage? So you can see my window for the cafe. So he's gone, Mum, and I'm going, what is it, to come back in? And it was still sitting there, just kept walking along the thing with. And it's like a spiritual meaning for permanent change, which some people put as death or some people put as a good blessing, but it doesn't mean death. Or a bird coming to your window doesn't mean death, and it doesn't mean a good blessing. It means change. It doesn't distinguish with what change it is. So obviously I did end up phoning the bird, and they came out and they said there's nothing wrong. I said, well, somebody was saying on the live. I think there's so many people come in and troll accounts, and they see me feeling a wee bit more at peace with myself because folk are saying, oh, it's a spiritual message, it's people looking after you, and it's good and it's changing. All the trolls usually come in. I'm even getting the trolls coming in now, kidding on they've got mental health issues, thinking I'm stupid. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Writing things like, you know, what stupid thing, what you're full of shite. You know what I mean? They're either up my arse with a straw, getting it, oh, Dee, you're so wonderful, you help my mate, and I'm like, you're full of shite. There is nothing right. You're a troll getting fun out of me having to answer you and explain. But now I know I get to know the names. I'm just like, fuck off, no even reading your fucking thing. You know what I mean? And if they do keep doing it, I don't care about them because I just know the vibe, you know, the way they word it, they say it, I'm like, and they bother. You go into their account and their account's only been there for 2022 and they've got 6 pictures. Do you know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Get to fuck and doing all that sort of thing. But I just getting to the point of self-awareness now that I know that I'm going to do this time, but I'm just so sad that I had to do it so badly. Because it's actually the first time I've done it to somebody that really didn't deserve it. It was just like, I need you at my life. It's too complicated. Do you know what I mean? It's like waves of emotion were fine, and then like genuinely seeing everything all right, and genuinely being happy, and genuinely doing everything, and then just having this wave of emotion. I just couldn't do it anymore. It's like I can't do this anymore. But instead of doing it in an adult, normal, balanced way, I didn't, and I've done it all my life. I've done it since I was a wee lassie. Do you know what I mean? I was terrible at my pals. I used to steal their ball off them and tell them they weren't getting it back until the end of the day because I was in charge of the play area. I mean, I was a complete and utter control freak arsehole for the minute I stopped getting all that stuff happening to me. I don't know why anybody, it's like folks say to me, Dee, but you keep saying you're an arsehole, but you weren't really. I was, mate, I was a horrible, horrible bastard. Do you know what I mean? If I liked you, in my mind, I was still good to you, but even when I look back, sometimes folk would phone me and I go, what the fuck are you want? And they'd be like, hey, I just want to see how you are. And I go, well, does it sound as if I'm all right? I'm expecting folk to be psychic. Do you know what I mean? If MD answered the phone to me like that, I don't care if your dog's just died. Don't talk to me like that. Yeah, I'm all right to do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm all right to ignore you for a week because I'm having a bad week or I'm busy. But don't you dare just like my posts on Facebook when you usually love them. You know what I mean? It's just,
yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like you, because sometimes I come on and I see you going, oh, stop, Paul, stop. You know, it's like, well, fuck them all, do this for everything.
I know.
You know what I mean? But I it's a reflection of myself, and I think a lot of us in recovery, I don't want to just die self-aware, Paul, and help others of people and then come into my wee lonely life at night and clap my dog. You know what I mean? Once all my wains have moved on and my wains have done that, that might be all right for some gurus, Gandhis and all that out there, selfless and love and all that. And if that means I need to go to hell, I'm all right with that. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time as well, I just want to get, and I know I'm surrounded with the right people. Instead of, as I said, running all over Tinder, like, trying to seek for attention to see if it's still there when I'm not even taking it anyway. I'm usually matching them when they tell me they want to date me. I'm like, oh well, I know you all now. So it's just like, it's, if I don't laugh, but I'm not even making plans, Paul. I'm not even doing the big D's. I'm going to sort this out. I'm going to do my fitness. I'm going to run to the moon. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to show you what I'm doing for a change. That's what I say to all my fans. Instead of telling you 1,000 things and only doing 2 of them, I'm just going to actually show you for a change. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do what the counsellor says. The counsellor says, less talk and more action. If I fucking did more action as I did talk, I'd probably be fucking well sorted by now.
And I seen that post earlier on because I am one of your fans. I'm subscribed to your page, right? And I subscribed to some other people. Not going to say any names. And then I unsubscribed to them because I was like, nah, fuck that. And then I said to Steph, do you know the only person I'm going to stay subscribed to is Dee. That's it. The rest can fuck off, right? So I seen your post about you saying, do you know what? You're not going to be talking about this and that. You're just going to do it. And I love that because that's an empowering thing for you as an individual. Just came what, like, fuck everything externally. It's all about internally. That's where changes come from, is internally, and you're just going to fucking do it, and you're going to show people by doing it, because that's what I do. Days are we're just Scottish. Sorry about the slang, right? Because when I talk to a Scottish person, I'm all bairns and doos and shit. But that's what I do.
I don't say bairns, so don't let them blame me.
I just say, Kim, what? Fuck it. I'm just going to show people rather than talk about.
That's what I did in the beginning when I first went into self-recovery, because cocaine wasn't really established as something that needed. I mean, if you know, hang me, the heroin addict, I mean, it's a physical withdrawal. It was a horrible. I fuck that withdrawal, just put it that way. I say to some of my pals, I don't know if I would ever have straightened up. Watching what you went through that is the most horrific thing I've ever had to experience and watch in my life. However, with cocaine, it wasn't. So I was self. And by self, I stopped taking it and I hit the gym. I didn't do anything to my head, and I'm still in that cycle that the only D that gets the party, gets the man, is big party D, big shagger, big that, and that's not true. And for many years there, before when I was with the one thing about my ex, it taught me that men can sniff insecurity off you, they can sniff vulnerability off you, and they can sniff an easy target, and it's a human male instinct to use that if they're already broken a wee bit, or they're not interested in anything, and manipulate whatever else that you want. So you can't cover that up with eyeliner or eyelashes or big boots or blue hangmate. It's written in your face, and that's the last thing I need to work in. And instead of telling you how I'm going to work on it, or telling you what my miracle fucking thing I'm going to do, like fucking reincarnate Gandhi and go up a hill with him or something, do you know what I mean? One of my usual speeches, or parachute out at something with moving my weave wrote on my forehead, you know what I mean? Something along the lines. Instead of telling a big story and telling and then failing halfway through the hurdle, the first time in my life, if apart from when I did self-recovery, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to let it watch. And I'm ready, more than Eddie, and I'm just, maybe it had to happen, maybe that had to happen for moving on. I don't know what happened, and I still, lots of regrets in how I did it, but probably still needed closure, and it would have came at one time, but at least now it's done and I can't turn back time. But I'm ready to challenge the last bit. And I mean, I'm ready to say I'm vulnerable, I'm a wee bit insecure, and I'm not ready. Instead of lying about it.
It's destiny, Dee, the good and the bad. It's brought you to this situation that we're sitting here on this Monday evening right now talking about the shit that we're talking about. It's all meant to happen this way. And I believe that. Genuinely.
Definitely. I mean, because when you messaged me, I thought, oh man, can I even do this? I don't know what I'm going to talk about, but you know, it's learning, and that's why I've took myself off TikTok. I've got great friends on TikTok, and don't get me wrong, I mean, there's no wrong or right person on there. It's like jungle fever. They just jump for, you know what I mean? It's like they're constantly on tap for each other, jumping each other's trees and shaking their tree and hanging. It's craziness, right? And you can't fix or help it, because I've been on it that long. It's the same stuff, different people. But I was making a social life for Dee. Do you know what I mean? I was making a social life for comedian Dee. Yeah. I was making a persona for Dee on Snapchat. They'll know who Denise is. How am I ever going to get Denise to come to the front of herself and her personal life? We've made Dee into the actress and the comedian. Keep her there. Do you know what I mean? That's who she is. That's her purpose, and she's no damage to you as long as she's online and she's not anywhere else socialising as if she's the real you, because she's no. You're no a tough nut. Regardless to what anybody says, I have a lot of mates that do different lives. I don't live that life anymore. If I have a problem, I go through the normal channels that everyday civilised people go through. I do think about the things I used to do. I don't carry them out, and I haven't done for a very long time, but I was living that, and I was so close to that life that my triggers were coming back. Do you know what I mean? I was up boxing my punching bag to 3 o'clock in the morning, wanting to batter somebody that annoyed me in 1995. You know what I mean? So it was bringing back all those old patterns. So let's just see how we do. Let's just try a day at a time, and let's just try an hour. Proper recovery. You know what it is. Let's not make plans too hard ahead. Let's just see the next 24 hours out.
Aye, and it's amazing. Right, Dee, I was looking at the quote. I didn't want to take up your whole night, and I was thinking then I realised, I'm the fucking boss now. I can be on for as long as I fucking want. I'll stream for 4 hours if I want. I'm not keeping you on for 4 hours.
No.
I want to ask you about your book.
Right.
So, is the book finished?
No.
Right. Have you got a title for it?
Yes.
Are you allowed to share it with us?
Living with Magic.
Living with Magic. Can't wait for it. Right. So, how did you find writing the book?
So for 16 to about 17, because I don't do my childhood, because as well as the book, there's a very early on, but there's a screenplay getting done as well, not on but loosely on my events and my kind of life. There'll be a lot of made up drama in it, because there's far too much that I've done, and there's far too much that has been done, that we can't. We'll need to make up some lies, Paul. You know what I mean? We want to make money, not get to jail, right? So, So the thing is, so there's a screenplay getting done with my mates helping me write it as well. So I'm doing that as a young person. But my book was always for the 16, because I didn't want to write a survival book through the dark years. I don't know where that would attain me to. It's different somebody else writing a screenplay. You know, I'm just going over it and helping out and getting the pictures, the timing, and what I look like at this age. And that's different. I mean, how much effort goes into that. I'm glad I'm not writing a screenplay, right? But with the book, I'm at a tough bit. I'm at a very tough bit, you know what I mean? And I've actually been sick 3 times writing it, but I want it to be wrote the way I felt at the time and what I was doing, and I want to be completely honest about it. But I get through some of it, and I'm absolutely heaving my guts up in the toilet. It's so bad, this bit. So I literally rate 4 and 5. The good thing is, I think I'm nearly getting to the bit where I can get into the bit that it's all right, but it's took me 3 months in this one chapter.
Reliving, constant.
It's so hard. I don't think anybody appreciates how, you'll know yourself, how hard it is to actually just put the words in the right place and put it across properly. Do you know what I mean? It's and then remembering. I mean, we're drug addicts. Sometimes I used to put my phone in the fridge. Do you know what I mean? I'm sitting going out to my pal, I remember doing that, but what age, what colour was my hair? I'm having to ask folk, like, remember we did this? Well, we actually 18 and we did. My pal's like, no, that was this. Do you know what I mean? Because I mean, there was weekends that you would have had to wrote my name in my Sancho, so they could send me home. I used to say to folk, put my name and put my phone number in one, put my mom's phone number in one Sancho, and says, and see in the other one, just in case, put my name, just in case I'm unconscious. Do you know what I mean? That's the kind of things I used to say to my pals. My mum used to say to me, what are you doing? I says, I'm going out for a night out to hopefully come back in an ambulance. You know what I mean? That was my mindset. So sometimes it's the memory thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've got to admit, I mean, although I did do a period of 7 years, no toxins, no addiction, no nothing. Remember, addiction's not just drugs. Do you know what I mean? And I've only been clean for 24 hours again. You know what I mean? And I don't mean drugs. You know what I mean? 24 hours again, just be a toxic circles. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
it's just like, here we go again. It's like sitting on a runabout with somebody. I just feel dizzy sometimes and sick, but I'm getting there with it. And like yourself, I'm a perfectionist. I don't just want to fling it out there because folk are expecting it. But it's nearly there. It'll not be long. I'm not putting a time on it, mate, because it's been coming out for the same time as the blockbuster films and pandemic. You know what I mean? Everyone's like, folk, it's been coming out that long. Folk that actually wanted to read it have stopped following me. You know what I mean?
Aye. Do you think when you publish it, do you think that'll offer you an element of closure on parts of your life? Like, see, when you're writing, because I found that myself, like things that haunt me and things that like worried me and traumatic things. now that they're there, it's sort of like I can not put it to bed.
You can put it down now. You can put it down. It's done. You've worked over there. But see, the thing is as well. It's like I've always been a writer anyway. I wrote poems. I used to sit in gaffs when I was sitting wasted. You know what I mean? And I used to sit there and I'd just tell them what to shut up and turn the music off. And always because I would have thought, well, she could put my head through the window if I don't, so I might as well do it. You know what I mean? So they turn the music off and I'd read poems and they were good. I remember writing one about the chair and it was like, and see, when looking back, I wish I could find it, but it was something. And I'm looking at me, clearly tell it's a mind of wow. You know what I mean? But it's like, I'm the chair over there by the window. I'm the chair that nobody sees by the window. The chair that just sits over there by the window. Do you see me by that window? I'm sitting with dust there. No one sees me. No one stares. I'm just that chair. I'll always be there. One day I'll take me away. One day I'll take myself down to the river. I'll take myself to that bonfire. I'll put myself on top of that. That's when they'll notice that chair that sat in the corner in the middle of nowhere with the dust in there, was reliable to sit on, to stand on, to be part of. That chair that you could rest upon that everybody's seen. I'm remembering it well. That chair that you could rest upon and sit upon and everybody there. The only time you will miss me is when I'm not there.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Really, I honestly, like you're rattling that off there. That was amazing, yeah. Love it.
So that was just me metaphorically speaking. Like, I'm always there for people, but it's me that does that. They don't ask me to do that. I'm the one that phones you constantly when I really feel like I can make a difference in your life. I'm the one that gives you speeches. I'm the one that pulls you into my life. I'm the one that loves you. I'm the one that holds you in, and then I'm the one that daggers you and blows out your dinghy just to make it better. I mean, thank you very much, Steve. But it's like, and I think as well as that, I've got the Catch 22 because I have got great mates, real true bros, especially my mates Darren and Gok. I mean, Gok completely was with a missus when I met him. Darren, it was like a small attraction. It didn't go anywhere. It wasn't even big. We ended up best mates, and he met his lovely girlfriend Tracy. But he's still my bestest bro, and he shouts at me all the time. He's like, you're not going to get the decent guy when you're constantly out there saying that you're a mad this and that and that blah, blah, blah. Guys are believing you're that scary, mate. Know what I mean? And you actually, what's scary about you is you're more scared than them. You know what I mean? He gets cracked up, and I think it's good because the universe has presented me. And even with that wee bird today, and even though it was male friends that I fell out with on Friday, a few of them, do you know what I mean? But it was a different vibration, do you know what I mean? And it was kind of thing with as well and closure, and it was also to save them in a way. The way I did it was wrong, but I'm ready to see what I can be, actually being fully in tune with myself. I'm blessed to be this strong. When somebody said, oh, you're a warrior, don't doubt that, Dee. I says, one thing I don't doubt is how strong I am. There is absolutely no way that I could have been abused as a wee lassie in the home, having all that childhood abuse, being raped at 11 by a local guy that I knew well, being then raped again at 15 by my mate's dad. It was drug raped, but it isn't seen as that. Then again at 27 by two people that I knew. You know what I mean? Take you through all that and still love, still care, still trust, and still want a difference. Of course I'm strong. I just need to know that there's other people that they actually want loved and want to have a secure unit and want to do the things that I do. But I need to show people that rather than making it that I'm just this big fuck up that nobody wants to hang with, and I can be everybody's pal but not anybody else, and splitting the two, either sleeping with you and hating you, or either being your best pal and no putting the two together. But it's not about finding that, it's about finding me. And I've never I did the whole sitting my child on my knee again. Know how I don't know if you've done that in therapy before, but sitting your inner child on you and imagining yourself at the age and stage when you feel what threatened or anything like that. But it's more obviously for what abuse like that, what I've been through, the drug abuse. So I did that the other week there, and it was a bit of closure because I was very, very sweet as a child. I was very happy. I was very trusting. I was always smiling. I was always singing. My mum used to say all the time, only way I had that woke up with a smile. Every time she woke up, she was smiling. I was singing. And I remember actually singing one time when I was about 7 or 8 years old, and I can't mind if I was holding a Barbie or but something must have just happened, and I was singing "You Are," and it was quite ironic because I used to watch, and I can't remember where I got it, but it was that "You Are My Sunshine" song, and I was singing it, and I could feel, and I think that was the first time the numbness started to come, where I wasn't taking any more pain, but instead of telling the truth and conquering my demons, I created the monster to deal with my monster. Do you know what I mean? I created a bigger, like the reason I like the film Split so much and I raved so much about it, because that writer was talking about damaged Waynes. He was talking about Waynes that evolved and they were stronger and they were more resilient than other Waynes. That's what that film was about. Do you know what I mean?
McAvoy?
Aye, if you watch Split.
Me and Steph both love it, aye.
Aye, the theory behind that, like her being able to, when he looked at her, he went, oh, you've got your own monster. You're one of me. You're able to control it, so you can beat me. So it was the same thing that I created, but that toxicity, being able to manipulate, she was able to play him and give him everything she wanted in order to survive. And that's what happens to Wayne's like us. We give everything we think they need, and we dance and perform, and then we crack up and get exhausted when people are still wanting us to perform because they don't know it's a performance. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mental.
Yeah.
But
Dee, can I sing you a song?
I go.
Right. For everybody watching that kens, right, Michael Stipe for REM hasn't fucking contacted me, so this doesn't actually count as me singing live on Facebook. He's got the book, Dee. REM have got the book, right, but he's not contacted me yet.
No way.
His sister messaged and said, oh,
Step
what a sweet story.
Please, didn't sing.
I fucking am. I've said it now. I'm a man of my word. I'm going to do it. So, this is my favourite song. This song is all
I hope it's the same as mine.
This song is all thanks to my friend, Dee Maxwell. And it goes.
See if this is the one that's the same as me and Uncle Jim. I'm going to jump it. Uncle Jim loved REM when I was younger. It's my fond memories of Uncle Jim. But he's still here. He stays in Australia.
I told everybody on Facebook, I'm not singing at all until Michael Stipe contacts me and says, Paul, the book was amazing. Then I'm going to do Losing My Religion and Everybody Hurts live on Facebook. I can't fucking sing, Dee, right? For the life of me. I'm not like my cousin Chris. I cannot sing. Absolutely fucking horrendous. Issues are about to find out. But I love this song now.
I don't know if this is going to give me therapy. Your wife's not giving me much hope here.
Are you ready?
I'm ready as I'll ever be.
It goes like this. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat. I had people on Facebook sending me screenshots of clips of their mums and dads sitting at the laptop watching my live video, and they were all doing the actions. Come on, folks, right? Shite bag if you didn't. There's enough of yous in here. Some of yous better be doing it. Ready?
Right, cool. Let's overboard. Ready?
Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, 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 row your boat gently down the stream.
If you see a crocodile, don't forget to scream.
You can the words better than me. Right, so that was my song.
Who told you about your own boat piss? Who said that piss to you?
That was you. That's what you said. Just keep fucking rowing your boat. And you know what? Right? It stuck with me. Because it is so true, Dee. Like, I'm struggling right now with social media. Right? I genuinely, like, let's call a spade, right? I genuinely feel like nobody gives a fuck. Nobody wants to listen to me. You know, I've got less people watching me live now than what I did have 2 years ago when I was fucking struggling with drugs and coming off my drugs. And I wasn't confident. I couldn't talk properly. I had no, you know, I was just struggling physically as well. And there was, I used to have...
Why are you watching how many people, I get this all the time, why are you watching how many people are watching you?
That's all I do.
No, but seeing less. See, this is why I've got success, and this is why my trainer people are consistent. People think it's not true. Yes, I know how to market strategy. Yes, I know how to make the best money out of Facebook. Yes, I'm very successful at it, and it's an analytical proof that I've got one of the biggest audiences, Scotland concentrated in influencer world or whatever you want to call it, because it's usually spread all over the globe. Mine is consistently concentrated in the Scottish area, get massive reach. Like, I would blow most advertising people if I advertised for you. That's why people give me free stuff, because it goes out and it gets, and they get more things for what they got to pay for. But I talk the same stuff, the same passion, the same thing. I don't watch how many people's in. I don't watch. Stop watching your numbers.
But
that's
funny though.
But that's nothing to do with it. There's times where I don't even go in there. There's times I've got subscribers that I'm like the Mary Celeste and they don't see me for ages. It's because I don't watch my numbers. I have no aspiration whatsoever to care about numbers building, because even if your numbers are sitting at 500, which it could be if it's a drama poster, like when I'm greeting, the numbers can be up to 1k, because like, oh, what's she greeting about, right? Because they're wanting to know, right? Because that's the vibe of the world, right? So I can be ending up to 1k, right? So that's what you need to learn is, who cares how many listen? Because see, at that 1k, there's only 10 of them that's taking it in.
Yeah.
Right, so if you've got 20 people tuning in, there's only 4 of them that's taking it in. So if your number fluctuates between 10 and 20, so what? There was only 4 of them taking it in anyway.
So focus on the 4 that are taking it in rather than the 16 that aren't.
Focus on your audience that you've already got. I started out with nothing, and every day comes to me, and as you know, and I'll not talk about names, people come at me and then they try and go in competition with me, and I just think, fuck off, you'll never do it, because I'm not about the money, and I'm not about the clout, and I'm not about building. I just happen to do really well on the money side of things effortlessly. I need to just shove up a couple of videos a day, and I need to make sure I'm respected and be there for people, but I do not count the numbers. You watch my lives. You watch every single go back and watch them all. And whether there's 20 people in there, which isn't really, there's always usually about 100, right? But whether there's 100 people in there or 1k, my rhythm doesn't change. I couldn't tell you how many there is. Like somebody wrote in the comments, Troll says, you've got 88, and my manager went, tell them to shut up and look at the right bit. That's 88,000 likes. That's not your followers. Do you know what I mean? So I didn't tell you. I was shouting out on Facebook for a long time, I've got such and such followers. And he's like, no, you've got 92. What are you talking about? I went, oh, have I? He went, stop. Just check with me. My manager's Ken. Well, you've met Ken, because that's another troll message that I'm getting, that I don't have a manager, that I'm making that up as well. I've had everything. The Sun, I've actually got a stalker. They're not just actually a troll anymore, and you've heard me say the name, and we're not, but it's saying that I were there, and they contact everywhere, my theatres and everything. I've got all that going on as well, but don't concentrate on the numbers. You're not here. You're not. You'll get your message will reach me, and it will spread when you don't concentrate on how many folk it's watching. Because even if you eventually have 200 people in, there's only going to be 99 of them interested.
Right. I'm going to try my hardest, Dee, right? So, point taken on that. If you could give me 2 bits of advice, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've obviously seen some of my lives and stuff. You know my story. You know the way I talk. If you were to give me, do that, do less of that. Right,
okay. You ready? Since you've asked me, I've been wanting to be asked this for a long time.
Now, I'll take it on board, right? Even if I didn't fucking like what you're going to say, I will genuinely take it on board, right?
Do more you. Now, as in the fun, as in talking about your story, as in talking about your empowerment, doing more, asking questions, getting more people, especially men, on talking about their men's health, and doing more of that. Do less of the poor me. And we both do it. You do it the exact same way as me. You'll do doing all that stuff, and I'm wanting to do it selflessly, and I'm putting all that out there, and all I'm asking is for somebody to share my page. Right? Yeah. I've heard you do it, and I'm sitting there going, that will make people unfollow. That's going to make people unfollow. And it's just because it's true what you're saying. It's all right when it's all roses and thing, but on here, they're not going to share it if you're telling them they're a bunch of fucking wankers.
That's a good point, like, guy.
They're going to unfollow you, mate. They're going to unfollow you, and you're a great guy, but it's that frustration. And you're one of the few people that I've helped out selflessly that's actually always rewarded me and always had my name in their mouth. Like Mikey Motion and all that as well, always been there for me. There's a few, No very many, but no in the online game. There's been so many people I've helped out with Facebook and everything else, and then they've seen it as a way to come tell people they're better than me and they're getting more subscriptions. And my Facebook, apart from obviously cause of glitching, had to reevaluate and read up all the new rules in Facebook, and that's I'm very careful about my word and even on yours. So I had to read up and I get banned. That half my money for 1 month, but I consistently make a consistent, really good wage off Facebook's every month. That I don't care if you've shot up to whatever subscriptions and whatever in 1 month. Can you hold that for a year? Because I've held it for 2.5. So can you hold that platform? No, because do you know why? You're doing things to shoot your stuff up instead of just letting it build consistently. Do you know what I mean? Let it build. Say the same stuff. Don't get annoyed. Somebody fucks you over. Do what you do. Talk to Stephanie about it, raging. Go and talk about your pals to it, but don't come on here and say that's another person you've been good to, because people don't see that they're the problem. They think, look at this moaning bastard that's never happy. Even though these true events are happening to you. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's the online thing. Oh, that moaning face bastard. Yeah, he was great when he was talking about empowerment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even though some are...
So I'm going to say this now, right? Live on fucking this stream. This is my very first stream on this station, right? This is going to be a fucking a new beginning.
And can we also help the technical team in the background, Stephanie, who's pushing all the images up and putting some comments up and get the names up and labels and doing very well there.
Yeah, she's got pictures of videos he made that she's going to put up with some. We could have got the book review you up, you know, the 2-minute one. We could have let people see that.
It was obviously last minute. I was on the sub bench. It was just as much as get a strip on and in.
Next time, Dee, there's going to be a next time. So, I am going to take on board what you said, and I genuinely do think you're right. I'm going to do more of me, just me like that. And
this is going to be my key for you, saying that you're doing it again, right? I'm just got, and I do it already, but you don't know that's my way of saying shut the fuck up. And when you're saying, I can hear you saying this person, and Ken, I always write row your own boat, and that's why I always write it. Because people will help you and some people will, and people will still continue to mess you over. But by screaming about it and getting better, like I did in the very beginning, because if you go way back to Dee in the beginning, I was very much like that vibration with you. I'm doing this thing, and you're not even taking money, which is even worse. Do you know what I mean? So there's that kind of thing where building it up as that, but the audience don't care, mate. They don't care who's fucking. Nobody cares.
Yeah. It's so true, and it's like, do you know, it's even although sometimes like I do feel better when I do it because I'm venting. After I come off, I always get that little feeling of regret and think I should have not done that. Should you have done it? You're being honest. Leave it up. No, delete it. And I have this little battle, right? And I think it's like fucking Dinny, stop fucking. Calling people wankers and fanny balls on Facebook because they are. Sometimes
I tune in and I just get it. I'm like, nope, there's no helping. This is going the one way. Come out. Abort ship, abort mission. But we've all done it, mate. It's just, and I do it too. It's just, if I was to give you any, just even don't say it in a way. Get your page shared by promoting it in the way, like give the page a share, guys. Let's get me a message out. How much of thank you, blind loading us too. But as I say, just chill. Just row your own boat. And if anybody comes in and helps you, I know now and again, appreciate how long they stay. And if someday you go and row their boat for a wee while and they don't come and help you, just row by them and say cheerio. Don't fling a brick at them in the way by. Do you know what I mean? Because when you fling that brick, you're burdening yourself with a bad feeling because thinking that you're no worthy of help. And it's really just because some people are just out to get what they can to get to the next rung or the next ladder. And if you're the hot topic, then they'll jump on you. But as soon as you're calming down and you're not about, then you're not the hot topic anymore. Do you know what I mean? So there's too many people out there. There's far too many, especially in the influencing world in this game, that make out they're all about being there and all the rest of it. And they try and crush real people that like us, that are going to try and be there, not they even know they're imperfect because they can't get the popularity on what you're getting your popularity on. Do you know what I mean? So, but they don't care, mate. They don't care. They might say the odd one will put a love heart, but most of them are sitting there going, "Oh, hurry up and cheer up, man." You know what I mean? They don't. You know, there's only so many people like the loyal ones that we've all got that will then go, "Oh my God, are you all right? You know, what's happened, Camden? You're not like this," ignore them. But the rest of them are just maybe saying a few things or putting in a like or a love heart going, "Oh, fucking shut up, man."
Steph's lying in her bed right now, Dee, going like that. Right? I can see her right now. She's sitting going like that, right? And she's just agreed with everything you just said there because that's what she tells me all the time. What I think is hopefully going to be my saving grace is I do much better talking with people than I do talking to myself and looking at myself in the camera. It's just me and I. So this channel, you know, I've got like loads of different people and inspirational stories like yours and everybody else that I've got on. So it's a two-way thing. And
that maybe be better for you because you're needing the feedback and needing to know because the insecurities to know that you're doing all right. My platform, for day one, I didn't look at my platform because until obviously I just ban folk because like Gary and all that used to say, "Nah, I don't ban MD. That takes your numbers down." I don't care. Do you know what I mean? I'm not listening to folk like that. I don't care about the numbers. You know what I mean? You batter in on that thing with damn right I'm at exactly what I say to Paul all the time, although he never listens to me. That's just the way it is, mate. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Always you sit there and go, I'll punch him right in the mouth, metaphorically speaking. We don't promote violence of any kind. You know what I mean? But it's like that sort of thing. You know, they always take it for outsiders, don't we? But it's because I do the same thing. So it's not like I know it's hard. Sometimes I'm sitting here greeting and I think, I mean, especially recently, somebody snaked me a belter. They went round all the camps and set seeds of doubt and manipulated the situation and made people think that I was out for ulterior motives. And it's actually him that's out for that. Do you know what I mean? It's him that's out for all that. And I was just because I recognised that quite quickly and I didn't cause any drama, I just dropped him. Still speak to him, and they were the one that kept coming to me and getting other people to phone me and be in groups no matter what you doing that for. And I still snidely, I mean, I even said at one point, and I know they knew what I meant. I went, "No, I'm not two-faced, Dad. I'd tell two-faced people because I couldn't be bothered telling you yourself." But I did say that. Do you know what I mean? So with that sort of thing, and it's just like that bad energy. And I say in anger, I'll never help anybody again, but I'll do sort of will again. And the majority of people I help, I do a good job. Even the ones I mess up and hurt myself and fuck things up with, they end up usually in a better place. You know what I mean? I'm like, well, Ken, if I'd helped you with that and helped you with that, and Ken, you wouldn't be able to walk away going, "Fuck that, you're crazy, I've got a great life." You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I was part of that. So thank me for that and fuck off and don't look at me like I'm shit because I've had enough in my life. You know what I mean? So don't do it. Just come off. See me. Well, you'll see me now. I come off now very rarely, very, 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 very rarely. TikTok. I lost it the other day on that because the way they're all bullying each other and doing everything, and they right or rang there. And I'm thinking, get off. You know what I mean? Who do you think you're? Gandhi. You know what I mean? Who cares? And the best it is when you do slip out and you do get back in months later, it's the same stuff. It's still happening. Still happening. So you can delete it and come off it for months. Back in and there'll be the same. Luckily, know that you're involved in anything, but the same stuff, dramas, patterns, stuff going on. Do you know what I mean?
I do watch some of them. Like I watched that network that I know you're friends with. I'm not going to say any names, but like I've seen you in live videos when I've been watching some of the people that I watch, and I think this fucking Dee. Like Dee fucking kens everybody, and she's on a fucking live video with them, and it's like you can see the drama. You can see the drama unfolding when you watch them, and you're right. From week to week, you know, if I'm not on TikTok for a week and I go on and I'll start watching their videos. It's a cycle, isn't it? It's just the same shit.
Regurgitated drama, but different people.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fascinating.
And a lot of people need to learn about human nature as we're all two-faced. We all talk about people. We all get angry with our pals and call them names to our partners or our pal, and don't say it to them and say. And for years said, I never said that. Now we've got this mentality when you fall out with people that you sit there and screenshot and record voice calls at each other, and you know what I mean. Yeah, I mean, I was actually sitting there the other week there like that. There was something that happened, and I'm like, right, so you all sat together, talked about them. That one fired that fired the shots that you all sat and talked about together in your wee club of not so two-faced people. You know what I mean? They went and did their thing, owned their stuff, outed you for that, because quite rightly so, because you were getting yourself involved to make them out a liar. Still are, because there's no proof, but you're a liar. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then coming on and going, I'm no one for drama, but here's a 36-second phone call that I recorded of somebody phoning me. Who does that? Who records folk phoning you? Who does that? Yeah, I'm sitting there like that, and you're sitting there. And the audience, no, let's just pick out this one situation. You're sitting there going, and I'm no two-faced, and I'm the most honest person. But wait till I take you back to this time when we were talking about everybody, and they were too, and here's what she said.
Yeah, it's true though, eh? Like, who does do that? Who voice records a fucking conversation that you're having on the phone? And see, another thing I watched, right, as well, that is it screen recording.
Aye.
Right? I think I watched something.
Sure, they did it in TikTok the other. Like, how many adults on their TikTok? Because obviously that's my wee throne. I've worked out who they are anyway, and it's not even female anymore. You know what I mean? And I can't believe it. And I've even helped them out to get somewhere. And I'm thinking, wow, you're my troll. No way. So, but when I worked out, I laughed at it. I'm thinking, imagine, I must have killed you trying to kid on you with my pal, you wee creep. You know what I mean? So, anyway, thing when I was watching the screen recording, I ended up flipping out of this guy because they were bullying somebody, and regardless to whether the woman's a heroin addict and folk are giving her gifts or no, it's nothing to do with you. If people want to fund people, you've got the right to then bully that person who's already vulnerable, regardless to what they do to feed their habit and what it is. None of your business. Know your family, and you'll know social work, and you'll know the Department of Mental Health. So who are you to then build these team of grown-ass adults to send hunters of abuse to this one person? Do you know what I mean? And I get a moment of weakness, and I went to sign in earlier, and then there was a mad wee guy shouting about folk for Ireland and how he's going to get shooters, gives you the address, and then they're going, here's my name, I'm coming to your door. And I just thought, if you do have connections in Ireland, they're going to be phoning you to punch your face off. You know what I mean? Because even if they can and they would still back you up 100%, I come for that kind of family. I could get my contact done throwing names about like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then I just thought, and I thought, I'm glad that's what I signed in it. Folks screaming at each other about shooters. No, I mean, I thought I'd signed into, I don't know, NYPD Blue or something. No, I mean, I'm like, I'll put 2 caps in you. I'm like, no, get out of that door fast, and don't turn back around.
It's fucking crazy. It's absolutely crazy. TikTok is a land of trolls, though, isn't it? Like the
it's a land. I think if you really think about it, like they're making gifts and that free now because they all fight each other for gifts. Some of them are sitting up in Zombiac to get on this leaderboard to get 10 grand and all these crazy things they're doing. And I think I don't know if it's a big engineered plan just to wreck everybody's mental health.
Yeah, it could fucking be, because that's what I see as the focus on, is it the battles, the battle with the gloves, and you're going on this battle and then you sit and watch them.
It speaks volumes to me that one person that's the most popular person on that app, and she really doesn't, in my opinion, really represent trans women at all. You know what I mean?
Evil Queen.
Yes. Do you know what I mean? It's like folk will say, no, I see this throwing this transphobia thing running about. I've got no issue with that. I've got an issue with you. And probably, if you still presented yourself and you hadn't been through the changing yourself into a woman, I still wouldn't have liked you. You know what I mean? If that was the way you're going, are you coming to see the play? I am coming to, that's the one I'm coming to see, is it no?
The play, that's Paul. He got the tickets yesterday. Dee's coming. It was funny, right? Because I said to Dee, when the tickets went on sale, I messaged, and obviously I spoke to Tony about who I'm wanting on this list, right? This list of people for the Fringe, because it's like a media and celebs night that we were having. So you're at the top of the list, but will you believe that or no, Dee? Right? So
no, I don't believe that, but aye.
So you were at the top of the list, and Steph will back me up. Yeah, right? Because you're the only one that's really helped me with the book since I've asked fucking thousands of people. I'm not moaning, right? But you really did help me with the book. So as soon as I messaged you and I say, it's like, you know, I've got like friends and family coming and I'd love you to meet my mum and dad and all the rest of them and Steph and stepdaughter and that. And then I've got the media and we've got some celebrities coming and stuff. You're obviously more than welcome to come to that. And Dee messaged me, fuck the media. I was like, yeah. I said, you come any night you want. So I'm sorry, I had to get that out because of the message. But aye, Dee's coming. She doesn't know what night, so then if I can go pestering her.
No, I'll go whatever night I'm hang with as well. Do you know what I mean? But I don't mean fuck. I don't mean fuck. I just don't go for clout. You know, I don't go look you hang with. If it helps you hang with PR, absolutely fine. But I'm just like, you know what I mean. I think it's just my experience with Sun Paper. You know what I mean? And then that's what I'm saying. TikTok recorded me again and then tagged all the newspapers. Dee Maxwell goes crazy on a children's app. How many names do you see on there?
None.
It might have been created for children. Sorry, Paul.
There's no fucking kids on that. Like, it's all adults now, whether it be
They mere despicable. The person that's behind that troll account does mere despicable things on that app. Says mere despicable things. Plays mind games. He's quite an intelligent person and quite a non-intelligent swamp, right, so to speak. So they're running the monopoly. It's like the elite running the schemes. Do you know what I mean? It's the same sort of vibe on there. Like they're a few intelligent and then using all these vulnerable people to dish it out. It says if you've got a mind and you're streetwise, you can see exactly. It's like the old school gaffes, only it's online.
Aye.
You know what I mean?
And we can watch it at any given moment. Any day you go on and it's the same vibe.
I am almost certain more tits and arses to be different kinds of. Exactly. There is more tits and arses on it, 2 different kinds on that app, exactly.
Right. I'm going to just say, sorry to interrupt you, Dee, right? Can I just say this, right? Because I'm on TikTok, right? And my wife sees the fucking same things that I see, right? So I flick through TikTok the same way as everybody else, right? As you do that and you flick through the videos, right? Now, I'm a guy, right? So you go through it. Now, half-naked fucking women, right? And see what you were saying earlier about the views and stuff. Obviously, I look at that on all my social media, like views of people. And you see this fucking young lassie there, sitting with a fucking short top on, with a tit suit, sitting chatting shit, fucking drinking through a straw and saying, oh, I had a fucking great day at work. Oh, I could have done this and could have done... And there's 20,000 fucking people sitting watching her, right? And I think, that blows my mind, right? But it's not just her. You go through and there's a theme that I've noticed that every single lassie that I'm going on that's shown a bit of flesh, right, has thousands of people watching, and then other people that are actually trying to put like all right content, you know, make you laugh and do these other, and they've got a dozen people watching them, and it's like they would just live in a world full of fucking perverts that are only on that app, right? Just to fucking watch the half-naked women. That's all they're there for. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know that. That's my take on TikTok for what I've seen.
Sometimes it's like an unofficial FAB swingers.
It's fucking.
Sometimes I go on the app and somebody's not talking to me, and then they're getting it with somebody they hated. And I'm like, just get on. And I'd actually, and the way TikTok doesn't intervene and it bans all the good stuff and the content, and it allows like pedos to constantly get accounts on it and all that and do all the different things. Do you know what I mean? I just think, is there a psychology where elites sitting there with their big cameras having a rare time? Do you know what I mean? I mean, imagine being American, man. Imagine being American, right? And you're just scrolling through and you see wee Senga for Postal. You know what I mean? Wee Maggie Murphy for Easter House. You know what I mean? But me, Maggie Murphy v Easter, who says, I meant to have shagged her man for Postal. You know what I mean? And I'll come through you, I'll bring my time and my team up, you know? And he's like, Calvin, my dad, there's nothing going down here in Scotland. There's windows going in. I don't know if it's high winds. Come over and see. This one, Sanger's going to take her fucking eyes out. I think that's what she's saying. Oh, her eyes are popping out of her head. What's that white stuff that she keeps going over and taking on the worktop? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's dancing now. I don't know what that song. Do you know what I mean? I can just see. What did she say? Take the children from the living room. These people are gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Could you imagine sitting there? You just could tune into somebody Scottish and you're just thinking, all these years we've been called ginger, haggis, chucking, angry bastards, and TikTok's just validated it for us. Except, obviously, everybody's no ginger.
No, no. And we didn't all fucking wear kilts either, by the way. For any of you American folk watching this, we didn't all wear kilts.
And that means, what he means is, and we don't all wear kilts.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
What did you say there? What did you say? Sorry, take the children out the living room again. You know what I mean? But as I said, it's no even, I've got a lot of good pals in it, but I think when you step back and watch it, it's the same, like, they take dog parents if they're drinking in the house with their wains. I'm not saying you should get absolutely miraculous with your 5-year-old wains trying to take you to bed. That's totally wrong, right? But everybody's had a casual drink in the house. I don't care what anybody says, but because they're filming it, the police must go up. We need to get to another welfare check for fucking TikTok. You know what I mean? Because half of them are going out to, isn't it a welfare issue? They might be a bit drunk dancing in the living room, but their wainers up in their bed sleeping. But when that's out on a public platform, that does look terrible even to me, but I can't turn and say I've never done that.
Yeah, it's because the camera's on. And that's
I heard somebody saying the other night, what are you talking about? You've got a tag and you smoke cannabis. I'm like, but I was like, I wanted to say, listen, I kind of recognise faces and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'm kind of good at the old bit chessboard hypocrite. You know what I mean? I was just like, wow. And I'm thinking, loads of people do that. You might not agree with it, but I pick personally as much as I can do it because I'm so greedy with it. And I'm glad that the CP Doyle's new balance, but I always used that for years. You know what I mean? But some of my pals that do it, and what they're abusing their wains. Shut up, you idiot! Yeah. You know what I mean? How's that? What mechanism? Do you know what I mean? I'm like, how's that a comeback? How is that? Oh my gosh, you smoke cannabis? I'm like, wow. You know what I mean? Especially coming from people that you know have definitely took and are partaking in that life at some point. You know what I mean? Whether the girl or no, I'm like, you're really going to call somebody a bad person when I know for a fact. Recognise things and know exactly the life, and I was just like, I just couldn't believe. I'm just thinking, wow, did you put that? And I get so angry. Then obviously this boy was just starting that, and then he thought he could talk to me. And I just thought, wow, who are you talking to? And just went into the old day like, and just haunting this young guy's arse. And then it was all over the hate pages tagging papers. You know what I mean? Dee goes mental on a children's app. Where's Big Bird and Sesame Street? Right, I want to know over there. You know what I mean? Where's the wee lassies dancing, right? Where's the counting to 5 or the nursery rhymes? I don't see any of that one here, do you?
No. See these posts that are going up and they're tagging the papers and stuff. Are the views going up on these fucking posts?
Didn't even look at them, mate. I seen it and my mate screenshotted it to me and I went, I've told you before, don't send me this dribble.
I've not seen it. Like, I've not been on TikTok for a while.
I didn't even watch the recording. I seen my face in the box. I knew what live it was. I was like, whatever. Seen it. They tagged all this. It's the same person. I'm just thinking, hopefully, something like your tight trousers and your dodgy look chokes you one day. You know what I mean? It's the thing with as well. You're just like, wow. You know what I mean? Get a life.
Fucking wallopers, man. Brilliant. Right, Dee, I am visiting a school tomorrow, bright and early.
And I'm going to get my bed and I need to get up and get me this, and I'm up exercising me. If you're on here and you are depressed, you're male or female, and you would like to do an exercise kit, since Paul got me at last minute, I might as well use it to my advantage. I've got an exercise class on at 9:30 tomorrow morning on Dee Maxwell page. You need to buy a ticket. It is through StreamYard, the same as Paul's here, and it's a £3 ticket. I'm on a bike, hammering at tunes, crying about pizza, laughing and having a good laugh. If you don't have a bike, you're able to run and walk. We do 6 tracks, one slow, one fast, one slow, one fast, one slow, one fast. And we do a wee bit of band work, and then we do kettlebells, and then we feel better for the rest of the day. And it is great for mental health. So if you would like to join, it's £3. Go to jokepit.com and get your tickets from Dee Maxwell's page, or go to the Dee Maxwell page and it's pinned to the top. Thank you, Paul.
No, thank you. Honestly, Dee, you're an absolute legend. I love you to bits. I did before the night, but like for you to join me the night and stuff and give me an hour and 40 minutes
Paul.
of your time, it's been amazing. Again, hope it's not the last.
No, it'll never be, mate. I'll always, I'm just straight to forward. My message just says, fuck off, Paul, I'm busy, but it says please and thank you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I mean, it is like I
but
said.
Do me a favour before we go. Don't watch your numbers. Your numbers will only go up if you put the passion back and put the penny for the homeless in the back of your mind. Because I know it's not the penny for you. Thank you so much. It's a great night. You both are legends. Good night. Thank you, Donna, darling. You know what I mean? So, one of my followers as well. That's how I'm saying. But
Donna,
she's one of mine as well. But don't, mate. Just vent. Just send. I send voice clips to my pal Stephanie, ranting and raving. Sometimes she admits to me she doesn't listen to them, but they do help me. Don't do it on here because nobody really does care. But I'm gonna go so that you're welcome. I'm gonna go so that you can wrap up your show yourself, and rather than staying in.
Just before you go, or as you go, can you leave on your own, or do you need me to kick you out?
No, I can
leave on your own. Before you go, just one last time for the viewers. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream.
Merrily, life is just a dream. Row, row your boat. If you see the TikTok scheme, don't forget to scream. Do you sign off? We run up my ribs. That's it. Anybody's got a problem with us, run right up my ribs, back up and down Sucker Hall Street, because I don't get, and me moving me weave. Anyway, thank you very much for drafting me, and I hope it goes well. Just keep the heat and know that you're doing a great thing, and numbers are nothing, passion is everything. Right?
See you at the Fringe.
See you at the Fringe.
Okay, folks. Like I was saying there, I've got a school visit, and I'm up first thing. I need to go and pick Tony up in South Queensferry at about 8 o'clock. What a great life, wasn't it? Like I say, I love Dee bits. Like, she's been supporting me ever since a way back when. We actually done an Instagram live feed as well, and we lost all the footage. So it's amazing now because I've got this new channel. I've got tonight's live video that I've got now for YouTube, Facebook and LinkedIn and stuff, and it's a memory that I've got that I can save for years to come and look back and remember you done that live with Dee. Can you imagine? So hopefully you've enjoyed it. Hopefully you've joined me on Wednesday night at 9:30. I'll put the event up. I'm going to go away and make myself a cup of tea because that was a long time without my 27 quid. I appreciate you joining me tonight. Thank you for liking and sharing the live video. Please follow me if you're not already doing so. Please buy the book if you've not already bought it and stuff, But yeah, I'm going to get my beauty sleep because I need it. And thank you to my wife for sorting out the messages and stuff. Right? I appreciate you all. Stay safe. Adios.